Hello and welcome. I'm Inverted Umbra, and this is Dwarf Fortress, Basement Born. So, some things have happened. As you can tell, some activities going on and some work got done. Just a little bit. And so, you remember me talking about, dwarves sometimes climbing things and not climbing down, and you kind of have to be careful of that? Well, we have our first death, or at least my first known death. Um, so Doran, he was a fisher dwarf, so not a huge loss on the craftsman side of things, but it does mean we lost the dwarf, and now I have to deal with all the stuff that comes with that. So now that we know that he's dead and dehydrated and all that, he probably only recently died because he's probably alive up until it said found dead and dehydrated. Because no other dwarf thought to point this out. Hey, you seem like you're stuck up there. Maybe we should inform someone. So we lost that dwarf. I'm going to have to cut that down. Which also means I need to make a coffin. Oh, am I spelling coffin wrong? Oh, I-N, not E-N. So I need, you know what, I might as well tell them to make 5 of them just in case. And I need to find a burial area for them. And another thing that has happened, and I wanted to save this till you guys came back, this finally got all cleared out. So I just need to puncture into that magma tube, which is going to be really dangerous, but I wanted to wait until you guys came back before I did that. And I set up a, oops, wrong button, a lever, a couple levers, but only one that I'm going to make functional for right now in the dining hall, which is going to connect to this bridge. And it's going to allow me to seal up the fortress in the front as needed. Build, C, wall, and you may notice I built a little bit of a wall around the trade depot. It's not quite finished. Um, that is purely for the purpose of funneling enemies into a controlled path, so that I have a little bit more control over where enemies are going. And I may even create a small airlock there for the merchants. Build C, wall. Some of these dwarves are getting really good at construction. It's not taking them so long. In fact, you know what? Let's go ahead and at least anticipate that I'm going to build an airlock. May not build it, but anticipate that I'm going to build one. Oh, actually, I designed that wrong. C, wall, city and blocks, city and blocks, and another one. And build. Alright, there we go. And that'll allow our dwarves to funnel enemies into a more concentrated area. I can stand my squad of military dwarves right about here, so enemies will have to go through here before they can get into the core of the fortress. Now again, this may not be the permanent entrance, but I'm not really concerned with having a more grandiose entrance until I see how the fortress is going to go as far as enemies and invaders. I don't know, somehow it just doesn't feel as nice without, having to survive those waves or onslaughts of enemies. Let's see, build in for burial receptacle. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use these little alcoves to put some coffins. I'm also going to mark these coffins for not pets. But that way, the dining hall's full of corpses. But no, really, it's just, there's a whole bunch of these stone coffins and lids, and they can be in the halls to be remembered and all of that. And then for the nobles who have to have a special burial area, area, I'll work on something else. I don't intend to fill all of these up with coffins. And especially the beginning entrance ones, I actually kind of want to fill up with statues. Just to make them look nice. And so it looks like it's going to hit spring soon. Another thing, and I realized this afterwards as I was doing all this stuff, trying to get it going and get finished. I was saying something about waiting for the next trade caravan, thinking it would be the Dwarven one, but I didn't realize it was late autumn when I said that, and then we headed into winter. I'd already had the Dwarven trade caravan. Somehow it just totally slipped out of my mind. So I am aware that that's, you know, we have all the caravans we're going to get. Ooh, that's not the right button. That's the right button. Let's claim all these bolts real quick. And do that. So I realized that after I finished the episode up there. So now that all this is going, I think it's time to get this started. And this is something I'm going to have to watch over very closely. There's nothing else I need to do here, so I'm ready just to breach this. And so let's see if this works the way I think it does. Please do not stand on the slope. Otherwise we will lose 2 dwarves and a pickaxe. I think there is a way to keep dwarves from standing on a slope or something. Ah, the fish are gone. Yes, and I know the tanning or the leather worker is still, is there a way? You know what? Let's see if I can I suspend jobs? Max priority, details. Nope, can't suspend them. I don't want to stop them because I won't remember where I am. Let's see here. Hopefully, well, unfortunately, we won't get another trade caravan until the next season. What? Rock Coffins has been completed. Alright, where do you stand, Dwarf? How smart are you? Thank you. Oh, okay. Alright. Wow, that is really far down. Haha, you made it without... let's check, make sure, no injuries. He finished the job, he is very satisfied. You know what, you should be. And you are a smart dwarf. Who are you? You are Limol. Well, Limol, you're probably one of our smartest miners. I've had so many miners F that up. Hence why I've been so antsy about it. So you'll notice that from the upper layer, it is actually starting to drain. Now magma tubes will eventually fill back up. They return to a normal level. However, while this is going on, it's actually going to slow the fortress down tremendously. Can I take away this dump zone now? Okay. Set that up, because I'm going to need to place stuff there later. And so, another thing I want to do is, I'm probably going to want to set these stairs as to upstairs only. So, let's actually D and then H on those two. And then that's going to start Cinnabar, Red Zircon, and Tanzerite. I wonder if that's... How did I strike all of that in one go? Is that something that's down here in the magma sea? see any of that. It's a shame I also don't see some candy, but hopefully we'll find some of that later. Now, if I was more competent at this, I probably would open multiple holes at the same time. But since I'm not... Uh-oh. Someone got struck by a strange mood. Oh, and that reminds me. So, while I was off camera, it seemed like all the dwarves were having a great grand old time. So, I've still got the original dwarves and everything, but you'll notice down here there's about 5 children, all born in the winter of 190. I'm not sure what that says about my dwarves, but, well, there you are. There's a whole bunch of children. And what's sad about this is right before this happened, I believe I had one of the babies grow up to be a child. So I was like, well... So, I mean, these are all babies. So I was like, well, that's one less that the mother has to keep carrying around with her, and, you know, it'll make things a little easier. Nope, I was wrong. There are more children. So, we'll see how it all works out. And levers seem like they're getting... Oh, he has ended his mandate that millstones not be traded. So maybe by the time the humans get here, I'll be able to trade this millstones away, because I have no use for them. Let's build some floors. Let's make this look nice. And obsidian blocks. Obsidian blocks, and obsidian blocks. Alright. Actually, you know what? Q, and then X, X, and X. I think I will make it airlock. It just depends on how dangerous things go. Mostly because it has... Oh!
Give me the workshop. Give it to me. Give it to me.
I think that's my favorite sound bite. But no, he's claimed the metalsmith forge. He must have metal bars, cut gems. Metal bars and cut gems. I think we have all that. Yeah, he's grabbing the metal bars, so this is going to be copper, which unfortunately I wish I had some more interesting metals about, but... And I think he's going for the cut gems now. Yeah, he's begun construction. So either this will be a wonderful piece of furniture, or this might be a weapon. And that would be awesome. And if that leather worker doesn't... Ah! Can I get him to stop? Let's see, I have 2 dogs, 2 cats. 1 boar, 1 sow. You can be butchered, you can be butchered, you can be butchered. You can be butchered. The rest can't be butchered. If I could butcher people's animals without them knowing. I swear I'm not a bad person. Alright, let's go back up to here. Let our metalsmith do his thing. So the corpse has been found. Let's go down here. So these coffins have been placed. Used for burial. Do not allow pets in a burial. R. Oh, no. Actually, Q, B, and no pets again. Build in for burial receptacle. There's that one, and that one, and alright, so we got all this coffin are gonna be placed. Hopefully that corpse gets buried soon. Hopefully they don't bury all the stuff that he has on him with him. I know that sounds horrible, but he has a lot of good stuff with him. Yeah, I think they all removed it. Man, it is just a mess over there. Alright, I hope he's still... He works furiously. He's an armorer. Oh, this might be a piece of armor. That could be cool as long as it's not like a gauntlet or a boot. I hope it's not that. I hope it's a helmet, a breastplate, leggings, whatever, just not boot or glove or gauntlet or greaves are fine because that's the full set. I just wish people who made artifacts had a tendency to produce a pair, um, because singular artifacts almost they sometimes get used if there's like another one.
Said an artifact has been completed. Really? That's good news. Let's go see it.
A blocky copper low boot. Well, at least he will be able to make beautiful armor now. He should be a legendary armor smith. If I keep him from dying, things will go well. Let's view this artifact. Let's see what it looks like. This is a blocky copper low boot. So I'm imagining like some sort of Minecraft boot. All Craft's Dwarf ship is of the highest quality. The object menaces with spikes of copper. Alright, I approve of that. On the item is an image of Burr Amber Glaze, the dwarf and dwarves in granite. She's a queen, isn't she? Ah, it does relate to the ascension of the queen. Is there really nothing else to talk about? Like no monsters or anything? So this is called the Bodice of Perplexing? But it's a boot. Alright, I get it. He named it well, because it has perplexed me. So, Ingish Sharik. Ingish Sharik. That's at least what I can guess. It's not worth that much. Yeah, that... Wow. Why is this worth so little? I think it's because of the gemstone. Or the... Because he said cut gems. Um, it's copper low boot. Uses spikes of copper. And it's probably one of those granite cabochons or whatever it is. But like I said, fortunately he's an armor smith, and he probably, I'm gonna go check real quick, got up to legendary. Um, yep, legendary armoring. So fortunately, when we get our uh, good material going, I don't really want to use copper. I know it might be better, but what is all this stuff here? Whose room is this? Oh, oh, this is all worn gear. Okay, that means that gear or clothing is starting to wear out. Which it's lasted, what, 3 years? Is that how long we've been here? Which is pretty good. So I need to actually start telling my clothiers to make some shirt, tunic, cloth tunic. It doesn't really matter. I think let's make 10 of those. Trousers. Oh, oh. What did I remove? Crap. Oh, I removed the make lots of stonecraft, so, you know. Make rock crafts. Where's that? There we go. Nope. Hello. Welcome back. Sorry about that. So there'll probably be a split in the this episode. I accidentally kind of crashed my OBS. Um, so I'm gonna have to try and figure out how to splice two episodes together. Yay! Oh, I hope it works out well. So yeah, I finished queuing up some of the stuff that I need for the clothing. It's not gonna be enough to clothe the entire fortress. It's just gonna be enough to get it started and start them replacing their gear. Um, oh, and I should go check on that lava downstairs. So it's out to the 5. 7 is a full layer, and I want this to reach 7 before I start doing anything because I don't want it flowing around like that. See how the numbers are fluctuating? If I close the gate now, any number, like if it's at 6, but the majority of it's at 5, it's going to continue to flow around. So you're going to just see some reach 6, and then some just be at 5, and then it's going to keep moving, and it's going to keep draining frame rate. Build. See, let's build an upstairs real quick. Make it out of beautiful obsidian blocks, which are also another reason to build obsidian blocks, is they move easier. Stone, like boulders, take a long time for your dwarves to move, but I believe blocks do not. They move fairly quick with them. I don't know why or how, but that's how it works. Hmm. Only a thin wall separating us from the cavern. Alright, let's go back up and look. So I do need to remember that that's happening. Um, Actually, I should stay down there now that I'm thinking about it. Ooh, what are you? Elk birds. What is an elk bird? A large creature found grazing on mushrooms deep underground. It walks on two legs, has the head of a bird with the antlers of a great elk. Hmm. Maybe I should let my hunters down into the uh, down below and see how they fare. Oh, wait, I shouldn't do that. You know what? Resume. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. What's the worst that could happen? Floods up a level and makes all that work, unusable. I hope not. Okay, I'm ready to actually cancel one of those. Because they can move diagonally. They can't really work diagonally, but they can at least move diagonally. Yeah, I'm glad I did, because if he'd gotten stuck down there. Okay, they built the other stair. Okay. They can go back to channeling that out. And now we're back to the leather armor issue. Wonderful. We're getting close. I'm seeing some 7s, and I'm not seeing 5s as much anymore. But you see how there's like this wave? I don't know if it properly shows up in the video, but you'll see a wave of like a number moving back and forth. That's what I'm trying to avoid. So I want this all to get up to 7. And then I'm going to activate this bridge, which is going to basically just isolate this portion. And keep anything from getting in that way. Build C upstairs. And then you. And then we'll build it with stone bricks again, or obsidian bricks again. Again, because it will be easy and quick for them to move it. Now, it looks like they're working on them from above when they build them. So this is one of the easiest ways to destroy a fortress. It is always a nerve-wracking thing. I think I may have done that wrong when I breached there too and just gotten lucky. I think what you're supposed to do is actually channel the block that I dug out. Right, you channel this one out, so you dig the layer down below, but you're also supposed to channel this one, I believe. I can't remember though, so, well, it seems like everything's working out fine. Alright, now that's capped off, so I don't have to worry about lava coming up. So there's no way down into that. So eventually this is all going to hit 7. I don't have to watch that anymore. Yay. Someone has become a hunter. I guess that means someone has become the hunted. What's going on with this over here? Hmm. See, build a floor, and build one right there, obsidian blocks, and build one right there. Make it look all wonderful. And then what time of year is it? It's mid-spring. Actually, I want this deconstructed. The reason being is this is made out of some other material. I don't remember what it is, but it's made out of some material, and I want to make it out of something nicer. What's going on with our seed stockpile? Why will they not put more barrels there? Do we not? We have more barrels. Hmm. Um, Q. Change settings. Food. I want to make sure seeds are not kept there. Forbid seeds. Okay. And alright. Build depot. And I want to build a trade depot, and I want to make it out of. I need 3 of the material, and I'm going to make it out of obsidian bricks. So our fortress wealth has jumped up quite a bit. I'm hoping this will be enough to push us into some sort of confrontation. I think another thing I was going to do, and this will probably be the last thing I do in this episode. Make rock short swords. I'm going to make 10 of these. And you can only do this on maps where you have access to obsidian. I see that. Why is that suspended? Can I zoom to J? View job. Go to building. There we go. Why? That needs to... Wait, that's a carpenter's workshop? Why do I have a carpenter... Oh. I know why I have a carpenter's workshop. Alright. Anyways, so that should be it for now. Yeah, the short swords, I'm going to start equipping the military squad with that and have them training. Because I believe after I get the forges set up, that I'm going to have probably the slower building portion of the game, where I'm not going to be building as much. So I want to start training the dwarves who I want to be in my military. And I'm going to grab some other ones, even if they're not good, and just have them all trained together. This will create some really good soldiers and some just decent soldiers. But hopefully, overall, it'll create a soldiering force that can at least stop most threats from entering our fortress. I don't expect it to stop all. I'm also going to probably switch the hunters over to being our mark dwarves and stop them from hunting anymore. So look forward to that in the next episode. I am going to try and splice these two episodes together. Hopefully that works out well. If it does not, you'll probably see something like a part one, part two, in which case you've already watched it, and well, this is a moot point. Um, but thank you for joining me. I'm Inverta Umbra, and this has been Dwarf Fortress. Have a good one.